What's up, everybody? This is your favorite brain coach, Jorge, with Mindfully Conscious. And I want to start off this video by just apologizing for my absence. I know I haven't posted a video in a couple of weeks. I've just been really busy, but I'm back at it. I'm getting back into my routine, and it fits very much with the topic that I'm going to discuss today in my video. In this video, I want to give you guys 5 different tips that you could use to create consistency or strengthen new habits. And one of the things that I personally believe that is inevitable, not just in my life, but in every person's life, especially if they want to grow, is that there's going to be a time where you'll need to ditch old habits that no longer serve you, and you're going to maybe take existing habits and have to change them or adapt them to new situations or circumstances. Now, I want to mention that these tips that I'm about to mention can be used to build and strengthen any habit that you want. So let's cut to the chase. Let's just get right into it. The first tip that I want to discuss is you want to start small and you want to reduce your expectations. For example, if you're looking to start working out, don't expect to have the conditioning as someone who's been working out consistently for years. You're starting out. You need to make sure that you start small so you don't get the wrong idea or you don't unmotivate yourself by how difficult you make things. So start out small where you can ease your way into the habit, and slowly you want to increase the intensity and the frequency of the habit over time. So maybe the first week you just go to the gym once and you do something very light. You just get familiar with the machines and the form. The next week, you maybe shoot for 2 workouts and you do similar things. And then after a month, you try to increase the weight or the difficulty of the exercises. This is much more effective than just going in on the first day and trying to do 200 pounds on the bench press. So this has the effect of reducing mental discomfort and facilitating the lifestyle changes when you tackle a habit in small chunks. And this leads to tip number 2. You want to challenge yourself and make progress often. Human beings are actually really terrible at delaying gratification. We just want to see results immediately. Otherwise, we get pretty discouraged and unmotivated soon after. So instead of focusing on the end result, you want to simply focus on creating the consistency and just noticing and setting challenges for yourself when you want to start a habit. So taking another example, if you want to start a reading habit, the first week try reading 5 pages a day. Then the following weeks bump it up to 7 pages a day. This makes progress a lot more tangible, and you can see how you're getting better over time instead of just kind of having this general notion in your head. And this very, very nicely flows into the third tip that I'm going to suggest, which is that you want to register your wins. When you're consistent and you're making progress and you're building this habit, you have to consciously make an effort, and you have to really spend time to tell yourself that you're doing great, that you're on the right path, that you're improving, that you're able to do more. And this is for a reason. This has the effect of increasing the levels of dopamine in your brain, and it makes the activity a lot easier to repeat or to do again in the future. So it gives you more motivation, and it helps programming the habit into your subconscious mind. So if you're trying to eat healthier, for example, every time you eat vegetables, you got to focus on the feeling that you're doing something that is beneficial for your long-term health. You have to really consciously spend time thinking about it so that you can associate good emotions with the activity itself. Now, tip number 4 is you want to execute your habit around the same time on the days that you do them. And what this allows is it allows you to build expectations into your own body that will easily remind you to carry out the task. What I mean by this is it's kind of like a subconscious alarm clock. So it's super effective at keeping you consistent, but to take advantage of this subconscious alarm clock, it requires you to put in conscious effort at first, but once you've made it a routine, you've started doing this maybe 5 or 10 times already, and you're doing them around the same time, you're going to get an internal reminder around the same time that you have to do that activity again. So it makes starting the task or starting the habit a lot easier. And the last thing that I want to mention, tip number 5, my last tip, is to create a not to do list. Sorry, we're always focusing on what we need to do, and we also don't remember that we're trying to replace or get rid of an older habit many times. And it feels great to check boxes on things that you need to do, but you need to make sure that you're not reverting back to your old ways. And this is a great way to keep yourself accountable, because when you can write the activity down that you're trying to avoid, it puts it on paper, it makes it easier to manage. And like the saying goes, things that are not measured cannot be managed. So keep all of these different tips in mind. And to summarize, I just wanted to provide everyone with some tips that they may not have considered when starting a new habit. I actually tried to stay away from many of the tips that you've probably heard before, either in books or other videos. And I wanted to just give you guys tips that are actually rooted in the way that our brain and our body works. And I've personally found these extremely effective for myself. I know that they can work for you. Now, you want to use these tips because they allow you to love the process of personal growth. It's all about the journey, right? And so these tips are geared to help you love the process instead of dreading it. And it also reduces discomfort, and it makes you more aware of your behaviors, which boosts self-awareness. So there's a lot of things that you can gain just from implementing these tips. And now I just want to ask you guys, like, what do you think of these tips? Like, did any of these surprise you? I actually want your feedback. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and let me know which one you actually implement ASAP. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much.